Good morning guys, hello and welcome back to the vlog channel. And as you can see from the change of scenery a little bit, I have moved out of the hotel, the Courtyard Marriott what I was staying at in the previous few vlogs, and moved into a studio apartment. It's a bit smaller than the luxurious room that I had, and there is no swimming pool here, but at least it's lighter on the pocket as well. But we'll do the apartment tour some other time, but for the moment it's nice and sunny outside. So I'm thinking of going and taking a walk in the neighborhood. I see there are some forests and some nice walking trails around. So let's go enjoy the view. So let's get started. One thing that I find really interesting around is, although you can drink the tap water, but there aren't very many these like water spouts out in the public. So I'm gonna bring some water and snacks for myself. So I have like 2 granola bars here. One is chocolate chip, one is peanut butter chocolate chip. Then this bar is pretty cool. It's like fig and pomegranate and lots of fresh water to drink. And we just grab that in a small backpack and off we go. So see you on the road. It's a nice and lovely sunny day, finally back in like a half sleeves weather as well. Super nice and warm. It's really nice to be feeling like a bit of spring, even if it was raining the past few days. And the scenery is quite nice. I mean, it looks like the meadows. Initially I thought this was a horse farm with this kind of like boundary, but I think this is more like a golf course on the way. And just along this route would be our, I think I see the marker for one of the trails on the maps. I don't know if it's actually there, but it's a cool walk. And while I'm walking, there are a lot of people driving, and some of them are randomly saying hi to me, which is a fun experience. I mean, I've forgotten that was even possible after all this time in Finland. Like, nobody said hi to me there, especially random people while driving a car. I mean, if you run into someone while walking is a different story. But yeah, really cool and nice walk, lush greenery here. So let's continue walking. Okay, so found the trail I was looking for, the McCormick Woods. They look pretty nice, and I was hoping this was the place because I could see these woods from the road up ahead. And I don't know if there's gonna be like a trail map or something like I'm used to back from Finland, but anyways, it's good to be back in the woods after a really long time. This is a really nice and relaxing walk. I mean, I do hear some Cessnas, but otherwise it's mostly the birds and occasionally the sound of a train horn. I don't know, maybe there are some Amtrak railway tracks nearby. Or could be one of those that I captured in one of the previous vlogs. Maybe they are actually trying to put a train engine in a couple of coaches and test it out. And that's the sound of the Cessna. I don't know if you can see that, but somewhere there, it's too bright. But yeah, there might be like a private airstrip nearby. I do see a lot of Cessnas flying around. This is a really kind of relaxing place if you want to be here, and as you can see there's like nobody but me. So if you want to have like a solo picnic by yourself, I think it's very hard to get lost here, and there's like, you can see civilization right at the edge of the trail anyways. But there are like some spray painted markers around which you could use for reference, and the most treaded path is like very easy to spot from the rest of the foliage. And otherwise you're gonna find a lot of squirrels and birds. Maybe at some point later, when it's all like lush green, come back to try and see how it actually feels like with the vegetation. But it's pretty cool. I can also see there's also like half an hour away or so from here, there's another forest of sorts, nature area. So maybe that's a bit better than this. But I did see like a couple of creeks here and there. The bridge that we crossed, a small footbridge. So maybe if you want to come here, it would be okay. Just for hanging out for a bit when the weather is nice. There are some of these trees that have been like thoroughly uprooted from the ground, and some of them like very rotten. I think this area gets a lot of rainfall, and maybe it also gets windy, so it's a combination of those two environmental factors, that there's a lot of like fallen trees all around and dry leaves and stuff. Lots of twigs as well. Pretty interesting. Oh, somebody has done artwork here. There's a tree drawn there, some scribblings. This might be the work of a squirrel digging a tunnel all the way up there, and that might be the house somewhere. Oh, that's a pretty high place to live at. Maybe this is what the Burj Khalifa for the squirrel world would look like. Just noticed something super interesting. So all this time I was walking on the very edge of the driving lanes because there was no pedestrian footpath, and now suddenly there's like a well paved tarmac only for the pedestrians, and I don't know if you can see that at the distance, like people are jogging here. So it's like suddenly you get a lot of respect as a pedestrian, and then it drops down to zero, so you can never rely on getting proper kind of places to walk on. But I guess given my upbringing, I should be pretty used to it now. But yeah, it was just like a fun experience. I suddenly started seeing a lot of people jogging past me, and I was curious, and then turns out there are signs here that like no motor vehicles and stuff, so it's purely for the pedestrians. Interesting experience. But yeah, the sun is like really nice and warm now. I'm starting to sweat as well. It's like about 18 degrees, I would say. I mean 18 to 20 degrees. So it's like proper nice warm day. Perfect to be outdoors. I wish there were like some camping outdoor picnic spots that I could just conveniently grill something, but that's a story for another day. It's like a whole project in itself. Oh look, maybe this time I can catch the Cessna. There. It looks pretty tiny on the video, but it's like flying really close. So I was on the wooden trails on the other side of the road, came out, walked this way, and then there's like some nature area here, so I'm just curious to see what it looks like and what does nature entail here. There was also like a pond at the end of that trail with a lot of crickets there, so it was like, yeah, that wasn't a fun experience until I was surrounded by birds and squirrels. That was feeling more like nature. Crickets felt more like you're like out and about in the city. But there's still more, right? So we're still going to the nature area, so we're not done yet for the day. Stay tuned, and until that time, be sure to like, share, and subscribe. I see a lot of people who haven't subscribed. My vlogs are reaching them, but they aren't subscribing, so the numbers aren't growing. Numbers are a vanity metric, but anyways, it shows me that you appreciate the kind of effort I'm putting in recording, editing, and finding these kind of offbeat paths and stuff, because anyone can look up the touristy places around, but these kind of places are like very underrated. That's why you're not seeing very many people around me as well. So now I am at the Celery Bog nature area. So this is like in the same neighborhood if you go to the Neil Armstrong Aerospace School and stuff. It's like a nice place to have nature around, so I thought might as well check it out while I was in the neighborhood. And then as you could pair it with the McCormick Trail, and then this one, have like a nice day out. There was also like a lot of people running and jogging and stuff, so you could even do that, use this as like a jogging trail. But I see there is like a pond and a walking route, so let's walk around and see what we have in this nature area. Yeah, so I was looking for a map, finally found one. So because of this bog, this whole area is called the Celery Bog Nature Area. I think you have like nice walking trails all around the water. So I'm somewhere here. This is where I came in from, close to the parking. And now I'm somewhere here. So I think I'm gonna do like bar show and then we'll get a good sense of it. Anyways, there's like walk by the water. It's pretty swampy out here. Feels like walking in the wetlands, but the cool thing is they have made it these kind of like well maintained benches and stuff along the way. So I mean, right now the views aren't super great, but if you feel like taking a break and enjoying the views, there's a possibility. So maybe this is why it's all swampy, because it's close to the bog area, and when it's like high tide, heavy rainfall, all the water comes out from here and goes on to the walking trail there. But I can hear a lot of geese around. The good old geese. Oh look, they even made these like wooden planks along the way. This reminds me of the Karunkeros trail from back in Finland. They had a lot of these because of the swampy and slippery areas. There is actually a deer there just chilling. Won't capture it on the GoPro, but I'll add a clip from my phone. It looks alone, but maybe its family is also close by somewhere. That's really cool. I didn't expect to see a deer. Look at that. There's a deer in the woods. Wow, so cool. This area seems to be a bit of a favorite spot for the locals, especially people with their dogs. Oh look, bushcraft shelter. I did cross a couple of families with small dogs, but yeah, small medium-sized dogs are here. It's nice to have a walk with the dog in the nature as well. Some people biking, some people just walking. Also spotted a couple of people with their huge bazooka lenses trying to spot some birds up in the trees, so maybe there are some nice bird spotting areas here as well. That's the entrance. I don't know, I'm always interested in these bushcraft shelters, so maybe somebody did spend some time here. Just needs a tarp on the side and it will become rainproof. Spoke to one of the bird watchers. The lady mentioned she's looking for a owl's nest. She spotted one. There's like a squirrel nest and an owl nest right next to each other, which is ironic. Like, why would a prey make a nest right next to an owl? But okay, fine, this is nature, cool things that you see. And she mentioned like this is a odd moment, like the weather is not supposed to be this good at this point. It's supposed to be snowy and stuff, and next coming days is gonna go back to raining. So we were both happy that we decided to come out and make the most of it while it's nice and sunny. Alright, so found myself a nice bench facing the sun. So gonna eat my granola bars here, take a nice refreshing break, enjoy the bit of sunshine, and then head on back. Step counter says we have done almost 10k steps, but it will be much more by the time I get back. But yeah, it was a nice refreshing walk after a while. So I guess my leg workout for the day is done. Can move on for the rest of the regime in the gym directly. Don't need to lift weights anymore for the legs. But yeah, nice and refreshing day out, and I'll see you again in the next vlog. I think next time I'll try to go somewhere far and wide. So this is like a village of sorts in Indiana that I found was like interesting, so I decided to explore it a little bit. The next time we go to maybe one of the bigger cities. Let's see how it goes. As usual, not any plans yet, but just gonna grab my backpack and head on out, and you'll know where we end up next. So see you next time. This is the Rustic Wonder signing off.